Once he's given the green light to put on as much muscle as possible, 22 pounds, he's clearly going to get bigger. He's going to improve. Arms are going to grow, chest, back, and so on. But, and there is a but, Coach Greg, in today's video, Andre Dieu has decided to quit men's physique in order to compete in Classic. And so it's not clickbait. He's literally made the announcement. We're going to see. How is he going to do? I'm going to be critiquing his physique. What does he need to do? What does he not need to do? Is this a good move? And so first things first, if you don't know who this guy is, he has over 1 million followers on YouTube. He's one of the best men's physique competitors in the world. He stands about 5 foot 11 inches tall, weighing only 200 pounds. Guy looks way bigger than he is. And you know why? Because he doesn't have big legs. You meet the guy at an expo and you're thinking, there's no way that guy is only 200 pounds. How is it possible? Because his upper body, it's ridiculously well developed. Tiny waist, big arms, wide back, incredible chest. Guy looks like a walking Arnold. He's phenomenal. But from the waist down, not so much. Kind of like Arnold in his earlier days. And so what has Andre decided to do? Well, he's been training his legs, more specifically to bring them up. For the last 6 to 8 months, he says he's been training his legs harder than last time, twice a week.
I think that the physique that they are looking in men's physique category is not a look that I actually fit, in my opinion.
And so in his last competition, Texas Pro, he got second place. Asked why? How come I'm not winning? Your arms are too big. You don't have the look for Classic anymore. And he's thinking, I don't even train my arms. He literally has no focus on the arms. Look at them. Biceps, triceps, absolutely phenomenal. And this is just from training his chest and his back. He has no focused work on his arms. And so how fun would that be? Imagine one of your favorite body parts to train, your arms, and you can't even train them. Last I checked, people go to the gym, they want to improve, they want to get better. The fun is in the journey, the improvements. It's not just the destination, standing up on stage. He's already done that. And last I checked, he's not making millions of dollars from competing at the Olympia. The vast majority of his money is coming from YouTube ad revenue, sponsorships, and so on. And so he's not competing to make money. The guy is literally a walking model. He can make a living from just looking as he does. He doesn't need to compete. And so why does he compete? Because he loves it. He enjoys it. He wants to push himself to compete against the best guys in the world. But to compete in men's physique, he has to stop training the arms, focus on this and that, and he simply isn't enjoying it the way he used to.
Because I've been training them properly for the last 6 to 8 months. I've been training them 2 times a week, and they're actually growing, and I see progress.
And so this wasn't a last-minute decision. He's been thinking of this for a long time. Been training his legs for 8 months, trying to bring them up. Because remember, in men's physique, they're not judging the legs. They're wearing board shorts. Personally, I'd much prefer seeing the men's physique division showing some legs. Not posing trunks, but at least halfway up the thigh so that the judges, the audience can see what kind of legs do those guys have.
You know, every time I do a session with him and even on my own, like I like to flex, I like to hit double biceps, I like to hit side chest and so on, you know, these bodybuilding poses, no men's physique poses.
And so his legs, they've come up a lot, and consider it's only been 8 months, he still has more newbie gains. He can get them a lot bigger. He just has to put in the work. It takes time. He's 26 years of age, 5 foot 11, 200 pounds. Classic physique weight limit, 222 pounds. And so if you don't think he's big enough, his legs are too small, imagine what he would look like if he could add on 22 pounds of muscle. But that might in fact hurt his physique. Bigger is not necessarily better. And if he looks this good right now, he's clearly a model, over 1 million followers, the guy looks absolutely incredible. Would he actually look better with more muscle? I'd argue that he wouldn't. Take Chris Bumstead, for example. Look how he looked at his first Mr. Olympia. A lot smaller, got second place. But did he not look amazing? Did not everyone start following him thinking, wow, this guy's the GOAT. He's incredible. I want to look like him. And sure, he's gotten bigger and won multiple Olympias, but does that necessarily make him better? And so in the end, you compete for yourself. You do what makes you happy. And for Andre, that is chasing the classic physique Olympia and taking on Chris Bumstead.
I like to flex, I like to hit double biceps, I like to hit side chest and so on, these bodybuilding poses, no men's physique poses.
And he likes to pose. Men's physique, stand to the front, quarter turn, stand to the back. He wants to hit the front double bicep, the side chest, to show off the guns the way Arnold did. And can you blame him? He'd been training and competing for years. It can get kind of boring, but in men's classic physique, he gets to do a routine, go through the compulsory poses, and it's a new challenge. Perhaps he's getting bored. Imagine having to go to the gym all the time and not being able to train to put on any size. Oh, you gotta stay smaller, don't train your arms. Oh, you don't need any legs. Where's the fun in that? Perhaps it's fun at the start, you're winning, you're getting endorsements, you're climbing up the ranks, but once you've done that a few years, well, frankly, it can get boring, and so this is going to rejuvenate his career. He's now excited more so than last time. Dopamine levels through the roof. He finally gets to train arms, can make them grow. And don't you want to see him on the classic physique stage? I'm sure everyone can't wait to see how he's going to do. But how is he going to do? Is he going to win, dominate, challenge Chris Bumstead? And so as you watch him go through his poses, front to back, the upper body, phenomenal. With a little bit more muscle, I do believe this guy is an Olympia level competitor in his first year. Factor in that this guy's had to fit the look of men's physique. He hasn't been able to train all out. He hasn't been able to push all the super supplements to the maximum. He's had to keep the waist tight to stay smaller, have smaller arms. And so once he's given the green light to put on as much muscle as possible, 22 pounds, he's clearly going to get bigger. He's going to improve. Arms are going to grow, chest, back, and so on. And so unless he makes the mistake of putting all the muscle on in the wrong places, getting a roid gut, for example, which I don't think he's going to do. He has Hanny Rambod coaching him. I do believe his upper body is going to look as good as any of the top IFBB pros in classic physique at his very first competition. But, and there is a but, his legs do not match his upper body. Sorry, telling you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. You want to hear, wow, he's going to be in the Olympia. He can challenge Chris Bumstead. His legs are far below where they need to be a top Olympia competitor. At this stage right now, looking as he does, he would not even make it to the Olympia. He needs to work on the legs, and that will take time. And this, in fact, could take years, not months. You're thinking, no, he could just take PD, start doing squats, and in 6 months, his legs be at the Olympia level. No, it doesn't work that way. He's 25 years of age. It could take until he's in his 30s to catch up. And so I do believe his legs will always be a weakness. No matter how hard he trains them, the guy is a taller guy, like Logan Franklin, and not everyone who's taller is blessed with incredible looking thighs. Clearly, he was given the gift of incredible muscle bellies in the upper body, but not so much in the thighs. And the calves, well, they're not that great, but let's be honest, no one's winning or losing to Mr. Olympia based on the size of their calves. And so as you see him doing the front double bicep, the vastus medialis, the teardrop muscle, it's not bad. But the sweeps, they're far lacking. The guy needs to develop more thicker, wider quads. I would suggest, like me, he adds in more sumo deadlifts. He needs to get that thickness from both the front and the back, as well as develop the X-frame by having sweeps in his quads. The vastus lateralis, it needs a lot of work. He needs to quite literally add several inches of muscles to his legs. And if he can do that, the guy is destined for the Olympia. And although I don't think he'll ever beat or challenge Chris Bumstead, I do think he could become a future top 10 Mr. Olympia Classic Physique competitor. However, as much as I want to see him in classic physique, as I would enjoy seeing him do this, I have to question whether or not this is healthy for him. To make the jump from men's physique to classic, he can put on 22 pounds of muscle. And to do that, he's most likely going to have to take in higher levels, higher doses of performance-enhancing drugs. And when you take in more PDs, it can in fact affect the way you look. He likely will not be as attractive. We've seen other competitors do this in the past. Compare how I looked 5 years ago to now. My face was a lot more puffy, holding a lot of water from taking PEDs, and so it does in fact change your appearance. It could in fact accelerate his hair loss. He has an incredible head of hair, and perhaps he doesn't want that. And so in switching to classic physique, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. Of course he's going to add more muscle. Of course it's going to be more fun, but it does come with health consequences. In classic physique, many of the athletes are a lot bigger, and with more size comes more temptation to push higher and higher doses. Once Andre sees his arms begin to grow, the legs continue to get bigger, you get addicted to chasing size. And with that comes higher and higher doses. Perhaps the first year, he doesn't need more doses, just changes his training. But what about the year after that? And the one after that? Once he realizes he needs to weigh closer to 220 pounds to challenge Chris Bumstead, is he going to be satisfied at 210? Of course not. He's going to want to keep getting bigger. And to get bigger, you take more supplements. You know the supplements I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about HTLT, harder than last time supplements like creatine or beta-alanine, of which you can get right now by using code GREG, clicking the link in the description to get 10% off. Nor am I talking about 3-test or G-test to increase your natural testosterone production. And even Ecti Builder, which is full of various Ecti steroids, these are still legal. That's right. You can use them. I'm using them every single day to help you build muscle, all natural. And so, of course, he can take all of these supplements, of which I'd highly and strongly recommend, but it's simply not going to be enough to get him to the level of IFBB pros like Chris Bumstead.
On top of that, I haven't even been training the way I want to train. Like I told you guys earlier, I haven't trained arms in the last year or so because they've been keep telling me that, oh, my arms are getting too big and it doesn't fit my physique, you know?
And so I have absolute confidence that he can build up those arms and upper body to exactly what he needs to look like. I think he has the potential to have the best upper body in the classic physique division. But as you can see in doing this back double bicep pose, the guy needs some hamstrings. He needs some thickness. Those adductors, they need a lot of work, and he needs to put on a ton of muscle on the vastus lateralis to give him that quad sweep.
I think it's time for me to send it fully to the classic physique division.
And so he's sending it fully 100% devoted to the classic physique division. It's not clickbait. He's going all in, going for classic physique. It's going to be fun for him. Remember, he doesn't need the money. He's going to make it regardless. And so regardless of what he chooses, we wish him the best. Hopefully he gets his goals, his dreams, makes it to the Olympia, has fun, and stays healthy.
I know it's not going to be easy. I know it's a lot of hard work, and I know I have to bring my legs a lot.
And so he knows he has his work cut out for him. He sees it. He knows his legs are weak, but he's putting in the work. He thinks he can do it. And my opinion is, well, he's not going to ever win the Olympia, but doesn't mean he can't make it there, get a top 10 placing, and have fun and enjoy the sport, which is what it's all about. And so he's hoping to compete next year. He calls his legs right now chicken legs. He's trying to get the muscle. I don't think they're going to be ready to make it to that top 10 Olympia by next year, but I do think that by next year he could potentially win a pro competition. But I think it's going to take more like 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years to get the quality leg development that he needs to challenge for a top Olympia spot. Let me know in the comment section. You agree, disagree? Do you think he's going to make it to Olympia right away? Does he have what it takes? Does he have the legs? Could he actually beat Chris? Subscribe, click the bell button. Remember to use code GREG, 10% off. Click the link in the description to get any of the HLT supplements or the cookbooks, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team. That Circle Diet book right there. Please click the link in the description right now. Comment for the algo. Watch the tube loops. Follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette IFBB Pro. And until next time, I'm out.